welcome to Q&A with Mami Seka Live. Welcome. Happy holidays 2024. Happy holidays, a season of celebration, season of fun, and family time. The holidays are supposed to be time for fun, time for quality time with the family, making memories, having a family tradition. Some families have a tradition that every Thanksgiving we go to, let's say, this aunt's house, and Christmas we go to this grandma's house, and New Year's everybody celebrates in their own homes, or vice versa. They do what pleases, the family. It's a season to toast the wine. So I'm going to toast my wine. This is 100% zero alcohol. This does not have any alcohol at all. Okay, because YouTube has you cannot drink alcohol on YouTube. I don't think so. So this is zero alcohol. There's no alcohol in this. So I'm going to pour myself a glass, just a little bit, because sometimes when the sugar level is a little high, I have to watch that. So just a little bit, and toast it to life, toast it to health, toast it to families, memories, good time, and mostly to God, our Father. He's the one who created all of the beautiful things that we enjoy in this holiday season. Okay, be it the weather, wheresoever you are, the weather is a part of the memory. It's a part of a package that makes a memory. So when you see, for instance, a lot of Christmas decoration, they do it with, snow, and some themes say, Winter Wonderland is a theme of decoration for the holidays, because snow equated to the holiday season for the Western world, you see. And it plays a very important role for us living in this part of the world, to say that we want a white Christmas, we want a white, holiday. And doing that, it leaves memory of snow fight, you know having to collect woods to make fire. There are some families that have a culture of bonfire outside in the backyard, and the whole family is around it, and they do marshmallow. They roast the marshmallow. They make a sandwich with a graham cracker. These are typical for American family. So when you live in abroad, each country where you live has their holiday season tradition, and the one that you brought from your own family. When you live abroad, you it's not easy to replicate, it's not easy to keep it up. So you find yourself facing the new tradition, the new culture. What do? You adapt. Be adaptable. Be adaptable. Look around, see what's going on, and make sure that you key into it to make your living abroad very, accommodating, but healthy, because it makes it healthy. You can relate to the culture on ground, you can relate to people's tradition on ground, and then it opens up your arousing, it opens up your mind, how people live. So living abroad is a plus, because it enriches your culture and it makes you cultured. So happy holidays to everyone. I'm toasting this to life, health, and happiness, family bonding, family reconciliation, and love. This is alcohol free, by the way. This has no alcohol. Okay, so now we talked about the fact that the holiday is supposed to be fun time, happiness, creating culture, creating memory. Unfortunately, not everybody has that blessing. Not everybody has that privilege. What we see on the street are homeless, homeless, homelessness on the street. A lot of people living in dire conditions of cold for us here. Very cold. It's snowing. But you see someone with blankets, socks, gloves, a coat, hat, sitting on the side of the road, and that's all the shelter that the person has. If you come close to find out why the person is in that condition, for the most part, you're going to find that person has family. That person has siblings and parents and sometimes spouses and children somewhere in a state, and they're living here on the street. Why? Because life brings about a lot of heartache, a lot of deceptions, brings about, you know, hurt, trauma. Okay, people go through a lot. Humanity goes through a lot. So in a season like that, we are called to have compassion. We are called to be more understanding, more loving, more giving. Find someone in the street, go to a cafe, buy a fresh cup of coffee and a couple of donuts, give to them. Look in your car. Do you have a blanket? Take that car blanket, cover them. You just came shopping to replenish your family. New socks, new undies, new gloves, new hat, new shawl, winter scarf. Take one, give it to them. People are suffering because this time of holiday, unfortunately, everybody is not jolly. Everybody is not rejoicing. Everybody is not under the mistletoe kissing. People are crying. Right now, as I'm speaking, okay, somebody just gave up his last breath and his family just released a cry of sorrow. My neighbor, 10 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a holiday here that we celebrate very, very hardcore because it's unique to North America, USA and Canada. But USA, I think they take it to another level, just like everything they do. So Thanksgiving here is very, very important for us. 2 days before Thanksgiving, her father passed away. And Thanksgiving never remained the same for her. A time of celebration now became a time of remembrance of her father, a time to visit a grave, a time to pause for, you know, a to deal with the pain, to deal with the sorrow that still needs to be processed. So everybody is not jolly in a holiday season. In fact, there are even statistics on ground that show that 25% of people experience depression during the holidays. 25%. Why? Depression can be caused by a lot of things. So as I'm talking to you, some people this season are dealing with, very bad news, diseases, loss of job, loss of a parent, I already spoke about, a diagnosis, a brand new diagnosis just got released, be it HIV, be it cancer, be it, liver failure, organ failure, brain aneurysm, all kind of things people are going through in this season. So the holiday season is not jolly for everybody. And among the people that are experiencing depression, it is found that women have are more likely, women may be more likely to report depression during the holidays than men. Women are more likely to be depressed during the holidays than men. Why is that? Women cater to a lot of people. We are the last to cater to ourselves. Sometimes we are the last that people remember or think about to check on us how we are doing, because everybody is expecting something from mommy. The food, the clothing, the gift, the this, the that. Remember this one, doing that. Times you someone calls you ahead of time saying, I'm coming for this holiday. At the last minute, the same day, the person calls and tells you, oh, I'm coming with this, that, and the other. So now, instead of one guest, you are having four guests. So living abroad, living here, I've experienced that a couple of times, where you're expecting one person and it turns out you have three or four coming over. This can cause depression. You see? So last minute gifting, depression, pulling the last dime to try to make sure you don't forget, you did not forget anybody, only to realize you forgot yourself. You see? So women are more likely to be depressed in this holiday season. There's something called SAD, SAD. Okay? So a seasonal affective disorder, which means that in this season, everybody, it's a season to be jolly, it's a season to be loved and to love. Why would you have a season to be jolly? Why would we have a season to be loving? We're supposed to live in a loving lifestyle. You see? So seasonal affective disorder, which means that people that do not feel loved, do not feel remembered this holiday season. There are people who live alone. There are people who have lost spouses. So they lived with people, and then those people scatter away, either by children grown and gone, or spouses, significant other passing away, or flat out divorcing them. That's rejection. And that developed the seasonal affective disorder. It's mainly in the winter time, okay? Because the winter time, the weather itself, you know, beckons or actually causes um us to hibernate. And when we hibernate, we our our chemical, makeup is not on the frequency of happiness. Why? Because of lack of sun, lack of joyful songs and sound outside. In summertime, you're gonna hear joyful sound because children are playing on the street, children laughter, okay, people talking, people walking and talking together. Some are laughing, some are having a conversation. You see, then you see the sunlight, and then you see bright colors, people's outfit. You know, when you have bright colors and all of that around you, it triggers the happy emotion. This is why people go to the Caribbean, to the island in wintertime to boost themselves. People, you interact with people all the time. That brings about, it triggers positive hormone. It triggers, happy hormone, affective hormones. So you get replenished by your, affective hormone. You're not depleted or depressing. Okay, that's why spring and summer brings about good moon. It perks people up. So 5% of population suffer from SAD, okay, seasonal affective deficiency. All right. Then you have the big one. That big one is all year round. It's not just the holiday season. It's financial stress. It is more prevalent in the holiday season because it is a buying season. Okay, it's a buying season. For instance, somebody needs a new computer. That's my case. Someone who needs a new computer, okay, cannot wait for Black Friday. Black Friday, 6 a.m., the person is there waiting. That computer, excuse me, that costs normally $1,200. It's on sale for $700. You see? And then you have an additional 15% for the first 100 people who enter the store. So do you know what this person who needs that computer is going to do? Wake up at 4 a.m. and go line up. That's what happened Black Friday. Now imagine you don't have any money during Black Friday. All the deals that you will be missing on things that you need, yet you cannot buy because you don't have the money. Even that 600 that is on sale, you cannot go buy. That brings about depression. Because what will be the best time to buy that computer? Black Friday. Yet on Black Friday, you don't have money to do that. That brings about depression, financial stress. Not counting the fact that your normal bills are there, and then the expenses of the holidays come and add to the normal bill. So if you can't afford the normal bill, you cannot surely afford the extra expenses of the holiday season. And then loneliness and isolation is, we already talked about that when we talked about the syndrome of SAD, the SAD syndrome. Loneliness and isolation is said that the studies show that 1 in 5 people experience loneliness in the holiday season. Loneliness can be that you don't have to be alone to be lonely. You don't have to be alone to be lonely. You can be married with children. Okay, you can live at home with your siblings, your parent. You can you can be in a joyful environment and be lonely. Okay, loneliness is finding oneself um not able to relate to others in a significant way that brings value to themselves, bring value to the relation. So they find themselves being detached. They find themselves being isolated. They are usually, keeping to themselves. And people who do that, they can be introverts. There are some introverts that have that issue, feeling lonely all the time. However, you can have extrovert that are all over the place to live in a denial of them being lonely. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. An extrovert can be lonely and jump up and down to show that they have people, they can relate to people, people love them and all of that. They can even do people pleaser, but they are lonely inside. So loneliness is a state of mind. It's more inside than outside. It's a state of a mind, of a thought. It says it's the quality that the person who's lonely puts in its environment, in his or her environment, and the way it relates to others. Okay, the way one relates to others is what creates loneliness or cures loneliness. Because you can live with somebody or a house full of people and you cannot connect with anybody. You cannot connect with anybody. Nobody can get to your core. You can't relate to anyone. You have a wall, you have a shield, you have a protecting gear, and that not usually comes from brokenness, comes from hurt. So you're trying to shield yourself, protect yourself from more hurt, and you create loneliness inside because you cannot connect to anyone in a deeper level. You cannot trust, you cannot be reliable, and you detach yourself from people physically, mentally, emotionally. And in this season, a lot of people are experiencing that. Now, unrealistic expectation. That's a big one. That is a big one in the holiday season. Unrealistic expectation. What would that be? Okay. This year has not been a good financial year. Okay. So you are here trying to survive, make do, pay your bills. Here come the holidays. And you have, let's say, a parent, a family member where you are, okay, who wants to visit you or who is inviting you. Okay. If a person is coming to visit, that's financial burden on you. You're going to accommodate the person. You're going to be housing, hosting, you see, and entertaining. And that creates financial burden. You see? So the realistic expectation in this case is to let the person know that it's not a good time for you to host anybody right now. It's not a good time for you to host anybody. And sometimes and most for the most part, we have family coming from Africa on vacation. Sometimes they plan their vacation. Okay? They want to spend the holidays in America. That's beautiful. That's honorable. That's awesome family time. However, have you thought about the hosts? The host has to have funds available, vehicle available to make you entertain, take you to sightseeing, tourist seeing the historical and touristic site. Okay, that takes time. Is your host able to take time off from their work? Is your holiday matching time that your host can take a holiday also? These are things that we don't take into consideration, and we put expectation on family members, unrealistic one, and it creates stress, it creates depression on each other. Then you come to a family member and they are not comfortable in their own home because you are present. They are not comfortable. They don't know how to take a day off to take you sightseeing. They don't know how to work early or leave work early so they can cook a meal for you. Or they need to find money to take you to a restaurant because they are working and they don't have time to cook for you. You see, that's unrealistic expectation. When we do holidays, we have to take all of this into consideration. Does my holiday time, is my break the same time as the break of my family member I want to spend time with? Family is very important. Family is li- is actually the beginning of society. It's the beginning of the whole wide world. But we suffer so much in our families that our families are now becoming war zone, becoming, a challenging tempo. No peace, fighting, quarrel, depression, unease, no comfort, no compassion, nothing. We're putting expectation, we're putting demand, or we detach ourselves. We don't want anything to do with the family member. If I don't care if, you know, now when you have poured into your family over the years, over and over and over, and they treat you as rag, and you receive a special in a prayer place assignment to take a break, that's honorable. That's the doing of God. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. On the contrary, when you take a break from a situation that becomes toxic or unhealthy for you, what you are doing, you're giving yourself time to heal. You're giving them time to realize, hopefully, that what they did was not righteous, and everybody benefit from a break. But though it is a time for family to come together, it is also time to make sure that your family is not the source of your depression. Your family is not the source of your suffering. And your family is not the source of you being isolated in society. So that's what I wanted to bring tonight about the holiday season. And if you're going through such situation, please seek for help. Seek help. Okay. Looking for mental help does not mean that you are mental. I keep saying that all the time. And I'm a woman of God. I'm about spiritual and religious things. But there is the spiritual part that we address. And then you have to go to the medical part to be also treated. Okay? You have to do that. In the Bible, in the New Testament, our Lord came. He did mighty miracle of healing. Yet, Luke the doctor was among the disciple who was also intervening as a physician among themselves. So having a doctor is not, it doesn't mean that you don't have faith. Going to a doctor doesn't mean you don't have faith in God. God created medicine. God created the brain that doctor has to um, find the right cure, the right treatment for you. Dr. Ben Carson, I often mention his name because his testimony is out of this world. In his book, um, Blessed Hand, he said he was describing some um, neurosurgical operation that he did. He will stand 25 hours, 32 hours to operate on conjoined twins. You think his normal biology or anatomy could help him to do that? There is a certain time that the brain needs help. Brain needs a break. But he stood there and he said that it's only the Holy Spirit that helped him. Who helped him? Who helped him to to be able to do these operations? So going to a doctor doesn't mean you are not a spiritual person. Doesn't mean you are not a believer. You lost your faith. So in the case of mental health, we pray that the Lord heal us. And we go also to the mental health specialist to process those things. Because sometimes we have triggers. You see, triggers restart a cycle, restart a pain. So we have to go see the specialist of mental health to help us. So I want to stop here today to end here. I don't know if anybody is connected for the live. We are going to stop here. Thank you. Happy holidays.